Have you ever noticed how some spaces seem to hold their breath? You walk through the front door, and without even realizing it, your shoulders drop. Your breathing slows down. The mental static of the outside world just evaporates. Most of us spend our lives chasing this feeling. We look for it in expensive vacations, wellness retreats, or fleeting weekend getaways. But the ancients understood something we've completely forgotten: that a home shouldn't just be a machine for living. It should be a sanctuary for the soul. Welcome back to Home Design Channel. If you're new here, we explore the quiet intersections of architecture, interior styling, and mindful living. Today, we are diving deep into a design philosophy that is thousands of years old, yet more urgent now than ever before. We are exploring the forgotten secrets of Mediterranean architecture. Now, when most people hear the word Mediterranean style, they immediately think of bright blue shutters, touristy seaside resorts, or massive, expensive villa renovations. But true Mediterranean design isn't about luxury, and it certainly isn't about buying a specific set of matching furniture. It is an architectural response to the human nervous system. It's a deliberate framework designed to create physical coolness, emotional stillness, and a profound sense of safety. In this video, we are going to unpack exactly how you can weave these timeless principles into your current home. Whether you live in a suburban house, a city apartment, or a modern townhouse, without knocking down a single wall or spending a fortune. We'll look at how to cultivate what I call courtyard moments, how to select grounding earth tones that actually change your heart rate, and how to use the soft geography of arches to quiet your mind. But more importantly, about halfway through our journey today, I'm going to share one specific, remarkable architectural secret that has been lost to the modern world. It's an ancient principle called Ombra Viva, or the law of the moving shadow. It is a completely cost-free spatial trick that ancient builders used to make any room feel physically 10 degrees cooler and exponentially more grounded, simply by manipulating how light behaves in empty space. If you are craving a home that feels like a genuine retreat, a space that actively supports daily ease, deep family connection, and lasting peace, stay with me. Let's uncover these secrets together. Section 1. The Philosophy of Sanctuary, contrasting the modern frantic with the ancient calm. To understand why Mediterranean architecture feels so inherently peaceful, we first have to look at what modern interior design often gets wrong. In our contemporary world, we have become obsessed with perfection, symmetry, and synthetic smoothness. We build homes with perfectly flat drywall, sealed with high-gloss paint that bounces harsh light directly into our eyes. We surround ourselves with plastics, polished metals, and synthetic fabrics. Architecturally, these spaces are dead. They don't breathe, they don't age, and they don't absorb energy. Instead, they reflect it right back at us. Your brain, processing these sterile, hyper-sharp environments, stays in a constant state of low-level alertness. Ancient Mediterranean builders approached a home from a completely opposite perspective. To them, a house was a living organism. It was an extension of the earth it sat upon. Whether you look at the traditional fincas of Ibiza, the stone trolley of Puglia, or the courtyard riads of North Africa, the core philosophy was always the same. Human beings thrive when they are enveloped by materials that feel real, and when the boundary between the indoors and the outdoors is blurred. Think about the physical reality of the Mediterranean basin. It is an environment of extremes, intense, unforgiving midday sun, dry winds, and rugged terrain. The architecture developed not just to shield people from these elements, but to transform those elements into comfort. When you step inside a traditional Mediterranean home, you notice an immediate, palpable drop in your internal volume. The air feels different. It feels heavier, cooler, and strangely still. This isn't an accident. It's intentional design. These spaces were built to cultivate otium, the ancient Roman concept of mindful leisure, reflection, and withdrawal from the public bustle. When we replicate these principles today, we aren't just decorating a room. We are engaging in a form of environmental therapy. We are creating a spatial antidote to the digital noise that dominates our waking hours. We are reclaiming the home as a sacred space for family connection, deep conversation, and restorative sleep. Let's look at the very first practical element you can bring into your home to achieve this: the art of the courtyard moment. Section 2. Cultivating courtyard moments in ordinary spaces. In traditional Mediterranean architecture, the heart of the home is never the living room or the kitchen. It is the courtyard. Historically, the courtyard served a dual purpose. Structurally, it acted as the home's thermal engine, drawing cool air down into the surrounding rooms. Socially, it was an inward-facing sanctuary. Unlike modern Western homes, which often feature massive front lawns and large windows facing the street, Mediterranean homes turn their backs on the public world. They look inward. This simple spatial inversion creates an intense psychological feeling of containment, privacy, and safety. Now, most of us don't have an open-air stone courtyard in the middle of our houses or apartments, but we can absolutely cultivate what I call courtyard moments. A courtyard moment is a deliberate area within your home that mimics the emotional and spatial qualities of an ancient courtyard. It is an oasis of stillness, centered around nature, light, and conversational seating. To create this in a standard living room, we need to shift our furniture philosophy. Instead of pushing all your furniture against the walls or lining it up to face a giant television screen, try creating an inward-facing conversational circle. Group your seating around a central focal point that isn't digital. A low, heavy coffee table made of raw, unpolished wood or matte stone can act as your central courtyard floor. Next, bring in the botanical elements that define a courtyard. Instead of scattering small, plastic-potted houseplants all over your shelves, invest in one or two truly substantial, large-scale plants. A mature olive tree, a fiddle-leaf fig, or a fragrant lemon tree housed in a large, heavy terracotta pot. Place this plant in a corner where natural light pools. By pulling your furniture inward and establishing a dominant, natural green focal point, you change the kinetic energy of the room. When you sit down, your gaze lands on a natural element, a textured surface, and a sense of open space. You have effectively created a psychological boundary between yourself and the outside world. This becomes a space where your family naturally gathers to talk, read, or simply sit in quiet companionship, away from the constant pull of notifications. Section 3. Earth tones, microtextures, and the tactile mind. The next secret lies entirely in how we treat our walls and surfaces. If you look at a traditional Mediterranean interior, you will notice that you almost never see a flat, stark white wall. Even when a room looks white at a glance, a closer inspection reveals a rich tapestry of subtle tones and physical textures. Modern interior design relies heavily on flat, synthetic latex paint. It creates a completely uniform surface. The problem is that human eyes did not evolve to look at perfect, unnatural surfaces. When our visual cortex encounters a surface with absolutely zero texture, it stops exploring. It becomes bored, yet stays slightly tense. When we introduce microtextures, something beautiful happens. Our eyes relax. Our tactile mind engages. To bring this calming quality into your home, we need to rethink both color and texture. Let's start with color. We want to banish cool, blue-based whites and bright, synthetic tones. Instead, we look to the earth. We want to adopt a palette of grounding earth tones: soft cream, warm beige, rich ochre, warm terracotta, sienna, and muted sage. These colors have a low visual frequency. They don't shout for your attention. They absorb light rather than bouncing it harshly, instantly making a room feel more intimate and anchored. But color is only half the battle. We must pair these grounding tones with tactile textures. One of the easiest, most transformative DIY changes you can make to a modern home is replacing standard wall paint with limewash or Roman clay finishes. Limewash is made from crushed limestone and water. It is completely natural, non-toxic, and breathable. As it dries, it creates a soft, chalky, multi-tonal texture that mimics the ancient plaster walls of a coastal Italian villa. It captures light in a way that regular paints simply cannot, creating soft gradients of highlight and shadow across your walls. To complement these textured walls, bring in materials that possess what the Japanese call wabi-sabi, the beauty of imperfection, which is deeply present in Mediterranean design. Unpolished stone coasters, a reclaimed timber mantelpiece, linen curtains that are allowed to crinkle and pool on the floor, and handmade jute rugs. When your hands and eyes interact with these raw, honest materials, your nervous system receives a steady stream of signals, reassuring it that you are in a safe, natural, stable environment. Section 4. The remarkable point, Ombra Viva, the law of the moving shadow. We have arrived at the core secret I promised you at the beginning of this video. This is perhaps the most forgotten architectural principle of the ancient Mediterranean world, and it is a complete game changer for how a home actually feels. It is called Ombra Viva, the law of the moving shadow. In modern Western architecture, our goal is almost always to maximize light. We want giant floor-to-ceiling windows. We want every corner of a room brightly lit, and we treat shadows as design flaws that need to be eliminated with overhead recessed lighting. But ancient architects looked at light very differently. They understood that you cannot appreciate light without its opposite. More importantly, they realized that deep, intentional shadows are the ultimate architectural sedative. Ancient builders deliberately designed spaces to capture and hold shadow. They knew that a room wrapped in cool shadow physically lowers our psychological body temperature. When you walk into a room that has a careful balance of deep shadow and a few curated pools of natural light, your brain instantly associates that space with shelter, relief from the sun, and profound rest. Furthermore, this interplay of light and dark creates a natural thermal movement. When you have a cool, shaded room connected to a warmer, sun-drenched threshold, it creates a subtle difference in air pressure. This pressure differential generates a gentle, almost imperceptible internal breeze, a microclimate shift that moves air through the house without any mechanical assistance. So how do we apply the law of the moving shadow to a modern home that might have standard, generic windows? First, we must stop trying to light our rooms evenly. Turn off your overhead recessed ceiling lights. Those harsh, can lights are the absolute enemy of calm. They erase all shadows and flatten the volume of a room. Instead, embrace what I call shadow zoning. Allow the corners and the lower levels of your rooms to sink into soft darkness. Use lighting with absolute intent. Position low wattage, warm-toned lamps down low on side tables, floor levels, or low credenzas. Second, rethink your window treatments. Instead of plain synthetic blinds, opt for wooden plantation shutters, deep-set bamboo woven shades, or heavy linen drapes. During the brightest hours of the day, do not pull your shades completely open to flood the room with blinding glare. Instead, draw them partially. Let the light break against the slats of a wooden shutter or filter softly through a textured linen curtain. This creates what the Italians call chiaroscuro, a dramatic, beautiful contrast between light and dark. It coaxes your home into holding a cool, tranquil, shaded core. It makes the space feel instantly mysterious, peaceful, and incredibly cool, even in the height of midsummer. This simple manipulation of empty space and shadow costs nothing, yet completely alters the emotional weight of your home. Section 5. Softening the edges with gentle arches. If you examine the geometry of modern architecture, it is dominated entirely by the rectangle. Boxes, hard edges, sharp 90-degree corners, and straight lines. This is because straight lines are cheap, fast, and easy to build in an industrial world. But nature contains almost no perfect right angles. Nature is a landscape of curves, waves, and gentle slopes. When your brain is constantly forced to process sharp, angular environments, it activates a subtle, subconscious evolutionary trigger. Sharp corners represent danger in the wild, spears, rocks, teeth. Curved lines, on the other hand, signal safety, softness, and organic life. This is the foundation of neuroarchitecture, the study of how physical shapes alter our brain chemistry. This brings us to one of the most recognizable and comforting features of Mediterranean design, the gentle arch. Whether it's an arched window, a barrel-vaulted ceiling, or a curved doorway, the Mediterranean aesthetic uses curved geometry to soften the transition between spaces. An arch acts as a visual punctuation mark. It tells your brain that you are moving from one state of being to another. It rounds off the harshness of the world, creating a sense of fluid movement and grace. Now, you might be thinking, I live in a standard modern house with regular square doorways. I can't afford to hire a contractor to rebuild my home with plaster arches. You don't have to. You can easily introduce the psychological benefits of the arch through your interior styling choices. Look for opportunities to break up the straight lines of your rooms with curved furniture and decor. Instead of a sharp rectangular mirror over your console or bathroom vanity, select a large, elegant arched mirror. The reflection combined with the curved frame instantly creates the illusion of an arched architectural opening, adding depth and a sense of history to a plain wall. When choosing furniture, look for pieces that embrace rounded edges. A sofa with a softly curved back, a round dining table made of solid stone or wood, or a display cabinet with an arched silhouette. You can even use paint to create visual architecture. Painting a soft, muted earth-toned arch directly onto a flat drywall surface behind a bed or a desk can define a zone, draw the eye upward, and trick the mind into perceiving architectural softness where none physically exists. By introducing these organic curves, you dismantle the sterile, boxy feel of modern construction, replacing it with an environment that feels profoundly nurturing and human. Section 6. Air, Light, and the Quiet Magic of Water and Scent. We have addressed how our homes look and how they feel to the touch, but a true sanctuary engages all the senses. To complete this transformation into lasting Mediterranean peace, we must look to the invisible elements of design. The air we breathe, the sounds we hear, and the scents that ground us. In the Mediterranean, life is lived in tandem with the wind. Homes are oriented to catch the seasonal breezes, allowing fresh air to constantly circulate and prevent stagnation. To bring this alive in your own space, we need to master the art of the cross breeze. Don't rely solely on air conditioning, which dries out the air and fills a room with a continuous mechanical white noise. Instead, open windows on opposite sides of your home for just 20 minutes every morning. Let the stale, trapped air escape and let the house breathe. And then, there is the quiet magic of water. In ancient Roman and Moorish design, water was considered an essential architectural element. A small bubbling fountain or a still reflection pool was always placed in the center of the courtyard. This served a practical cooling purpose, yes, but its psychological value was immeasurable. The sound of running water is one of the most universally calming acoustic triggers for the human brain. It masks the harsh, unpredictable noises of the outside world, traffic, lawnmowers, barking dogs, and replaces them with a steady, rhythmic, natural soundtrack. You can easily replicate this by adding a high-quality, minimalist tabletop water fountain to your living space or entryway. Choose one made from natural materials like stone, slate, or ceramic, and ensure the pump is completely silent, so you only hear the pure, crystalline sound of water moving over stone. Finally, we layer in the olfactive dimension, what I call scentscaping. The Mediterranean is an intensely fragrant landscape filled with wild herbs, resinous trees, and bright citrus fruits baking under the warm sun. Scent bypasses our conscious mind entirely and speaks directly to the limbic system, the emotional center of our brain. Avoid synthetic room sprays, plug-ins, or cheap scented candles, which fill your sanctuary with artificial chemicals and can cause low-level physical headaches. Instead, use natural essential oils that evoke the Mediterranean terroir. Incorporate rosemary and wild thyme in your kitchen or workspace to promote clarity and mental alertness. Use bitter orange, bergamot, and neroli in your living spaces to uplift the mood and welcome joy. And use lavender, cedarwood, and dried fig in your bedroom to signal to your body that it is time to rest. When you open your doors to a cross breeze, light your low-set lamps, listen to the soft murmur of water, and breathe in the scent of wild herbs, your home ceases to be just a physical space. It becomes an immersive emotional landscape that actively heals you from the inside out. At the end of the day, creating a calm, Mediterranean-inspired home isn't about achieving a flawless aesthetic that belongs in a luxury design magazine. It's about something much deeper. It's about creating a space that honors your humanity. It's about recognizing that our modern world demands so much of us. It demands our speed, our constant attention, and our emotional energy. When you step across the threshold of your front door, that demand should stop. By embracing these simple, timeless architectural shifts, by cultivating small courtyard moments, choosing grounding earth tones, allowing deep shadows to cool your rooms, and softening your environment with natural curves, you aren't just changing how your home looks. You are changing how your family connects. You are creating a space where conversations happen effortlessly, where your children feel safely held, where your partner can genuinely unwind, and where you can reclaim lasting peace. You are turning your home into a true, soulful retreat. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If these design philosophies resonated with you, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more heartfelt home inspiration and slow design principles. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Which of these ancient secrets are you going to bring into your home first? Is it the textured walls, or perhaps the law of the moving shadow? Let's keep the conversation going down there. Until next time, create gently, live deeply, and make your home a true sanctuary. Take care.